What's going down, boys and girls? And if you're here, you're for the patch notes, and you're here for 1.09 of Red Dead Redemption. Now, I'm a few days late on top of this one. I got a huge install, and I got stuff from around the web just pouring in that apparently Red Dead is no longer in beta. And we're going to test that. Because I kind of want to start it off and see if we can even get into before we hit the patch notes, hit a little clip note, put the bubble. Because as creators, everyone knows that you need to have the bubble that you pop. Yes, the popping bubble is very essential to keeping people's what is it? I think statistically speaking, they say that the attention span of someone is roughly about 10 minutes at best. If not, you're probably looking at maybe about 2 minutes. Which is not too bad. I find myself too sometimes when I'm watching a video, I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's not really interesting. And you know, you differ from there. So having something that aesthetically drops here and there is actually very good. So if you can excuse me for 1 second, I'm going to correct, because I see that little edge portion that's annoying me. I'm trying to dial it in. I don't know why it didn't work. I thought I fixed that in the last stream. Okay, very nice. Red Dead update. So we're very much here already. Let me go ahead and just slide this over just a little bit. Perfect. 561 it is. Line that up. And let's go ahead and read what we have. Today's update is Red Dead Online brings a new host of gameplay, including cooperative story missions. What? That's badass. If that's true, I'm going to be so happy. I could play Red Dead the story with other people, even if I wasn't able to get on beta online, unless it syncs online. And I'm hoping they're talking about more cooperative missions that they had already dialed in that were just like a part of it, because those were really cool. I like those. Free roaming activities. Nice. In addition to poker, alongside a range of updates and improvements and strengths and stabilities and the foundation of the world, and yes, it's all erupted. Yeah, apparently this is going to be badass. Red Dead Online bonus gold gift award. Thank you for playing Red Dead Online, being awarded a special gift. Damn, I have so much gold they've given to me, but I have not been able to get online. So I appreciate you. Oh, look at that. You got your little freaking repeater. Offer, let's see here, the gold bars by ranking up, 48 hours ranking up, pause the gold. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can access it. First out the bit gate, seems, I'm gonna say promising. 1.09 was supposed to be the we're no longer beta anymore. An alert, you've been gifted. Okay, that's cool. Alert. Okay, cool. So all this is pretty cool so far. If they fixed it, it took them almost like 3 to 4 months in order to fix this. But it is still loading, so I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. I've seen this before with the 00 code. Now, one of the things that I'll have to look into later on is I put a video out there and about almost 700 people have watched it and they've seen this code appear, as Red Dead really doesn't care too much. And as we dwindle farther and farther into an update, to see this at 1.09, it's already super succeeded the amount of updates that PlayStation 3 got. And they had a lot more diligent time to work on things back then, rather before being pushed by a lot of heartless non-video gaming playing board directors, which sucks because it's not the game developers' fault, man. They really love us. Like, all us guys and girls, they love us and they want to bring a BA game, but when you have someone breathing down your throat about investments and money and all that stuff, it really taints the game in the industry nowadays. I hate it. But we can see that this is here. So we've already been about like 3 minutes into it. Let's go ahead and go to the news and see what we can find. I'll see if I can figure this out later. It might be a router issue that I've heard. Someone mentioned before that if you swap your routers that it has a big issue into it. I have all mine stuff statically locked, so maybe that might be a reason why. But I'll have to look more into that for see like why that's officially it is. But when I hit them up directly, they said it was a known issue and they had no clue what the hell it was. And the only thing that I changed physically in between that time and that I never really tested out was my router. I physically did do that, and someone did mention that, so it's almost worth a try at that point in time. If it gets me back onto Red Dead Online, that'd be pretty freaking sweet. But you know, hey, maybe some downtime later on, I can always try that. But for right now, I got a whole bunch of other stuff I need to catch up on. So I quickly, as you can see, have been able to pop in. I just went to Red Dead Online, searched, and I was able to find instantaneously. Rockstar was just like, oh, look, we have everything. And just for giggles, we're going to go ahead and click it right here. We're going to go ahead and kick it in and do the same thing so we can see the pretty sweet freaking R. And you can see exactly what they pretty much updated, which I'm pretty sure is what we covered in the very beginning situation. I noticed, go ahead and move this over just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. That we're gonna, so I'm not blocking all the words. The new content, 5 new land opportunities and missions have been able to be added to the Red Dead Online. Brings the goddamn posse. The hanging of Tom Davis. These bastards can fight, and banks don't rob themselves. That's very true. And if they did, then you start having to questioning who built that bank, and where's that bank going to? Is that part of steampunk AI? I don't know. Anyways, moving on. 3 forms of new roaming missions. Types has been added in a rotation in Red Dead Online. You can now be launched from the free roam and the givers. So the destroyer, the jailbreakers, and the stolen wagon. Those are actually pretty cool. So it does make me want to try out a new router instantaneously and see if that works. Which wouldn't be that hard, honestly. And I can always just reroute my PlayStation through. Oh, I never really thought about that. What if I just used an Elster? I think I might have an idea. Anyways, use 2 routers at the once, but it does have its conundrums. But if it works, it works. I mean, shit. Anyways, moving down to the point of what we're getting at. Aight? So, we have the jailbreakers, all that fun stuff. The 2 new free roam missions givers have been added to Red Dead Online. Hanging out with missions in the new areas of the map. New areas of the map? They open up new areas? Man, I've been gone for a really long time. There's Thomas, Skiff Captain, and the Pig Farmer. Albritton. Alright, Pig Farmer. I guess we go get some bacon. The new various exits for the free roam have been added in the Red Dead Online. Several types of dynamite and vents have been added to the open world in Red Dead Online, which players will encounter as they travel across the world. 3 new posse versus contests have been added to the Red Dead Online. Bird shooting contest, the biggest fish contest, and the herb contest. So whoever can get the biggest herb. That's pretty hilarious. I'm pretty sure that in Oregon, California, and Washington, that means something completely different. Gotta love green technology. Moving on. So we have a situation that we go past. A new showdown mode has been added to the Red Dead Online. Overrunning 2 to 16 players. Welcome to a good old-fashioned land grab. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do it again. The land grab in history was actually very interesting in its own entirety, which was pretty cool, but it also meant that we took a lot of land from the Indians and we were like, no, it's all cool. It's cool. We give you the shiny rock. We're gonna keep moving you with that shiny rock. It really wasn't that cool. US history is actually very frightening if you think about it. But we're not talking history, we're talking Red Dead during the birth of it. Kind of actually the funner part. Just not as good on the medical. Anyways, so there's another cool things that they've been able to unravel, which is that you obviously have your poker that's been added onto the saloons, and you can go into the open world and go through those situations. So the 5, besides the 6 players that you can play with those in the locations, is Blackwater, Saint Denis, Tumbleweed, Valentine, and Flatneck Station. Those are the locations that you'll be able to actually be engaged inside of those. Over 370 items have been various clothing have been able to be added to the male and the female character builds of the Red Dead Online that you can purchase in the General Tailors and the Held catalog. So a lot of fun stuff that you can actually be able to brush up onto. I wish I could do this. It makes me really want to try out that other router scheme just to see if it'll actually work. But over 70 items and various horse equipment has been able to add it on, so you can, pimp out your straggling nag if you want to. You know what I mean? Run up to that General Stowe with your straggling nag, all pimped out. Those 22 hoofs, hoofing it. Get a click clack. Anyways, so on top of the horse grooming attires and other things that you can do, 1 weapon. I like how they really put that down to almost like a Christmas jingle. And 1 new weapon has been added to the Red Dead Online, and it can be purchased from the gunsmith or, again, your catalog. So the Lamat revolver. So if you're a revolver fan, you're gonna have a lot of fun with that situation. And as we scroll down, and this 3 terabyte freaking patch is basically going to be unfolded. The 5 new emotes, which I was more curious about, which is your Flex. You have slow caps, beg for mercy, which would be hilarious, slitting of throat, I would assume it's the old fashioned like this, and flipping of the birds. Right? I mean, you know what? Actually, I could do this. Rick and Morty, Peace Among Worlds. Yeah, there we go. I was doing a renderation of a reenactment of Peace Among Worlds. Anyways, so the balances and improvements to Red Dead Online. Increasing made a gold payout across the multiplayer content. Free roam events, free roam missions, a land opportunity missions, showdowns, and open world contents, treasure chests, daily challenges, and awards resets. So now one of the things that they would actually want to do this is because I've actually noticed this too, is because they've had a gridlock with their online. A lot of people haven't been able to get on and they haven't really been able to figure it out, which is really interesting because if I figure it out, then I'm going to hit them up and be like, hey, by the way, this is your major issue. You guys should totally pay me for that. Just saying. You can pay me with like Grand Theft Auto 6 for free, hella early. I won't ask for money. I just want something that you have that's swag. If you're watching this, Rockstar, I got your back. Anyways, so as we come down to the point about we've gotten past this, this is one of the ones that I'll pull up, and this is going to be a chemistry bubble pop as we can go into. Where did I pull that up? Okay, here we go. This is what I pulled up instantly. So this was kind of cool. We'll go back to the Red Dead Online of the patch notes and how we got past there and got all those fun things. So one of the things that I was able to pull up amongst a lot of things was that apparently this went under the radar, but it's obviously showcased directly on their forum, which they touch bases. They've actually said. So hopefully 1.1 will be the online fix across the board. But 3 days ago, as you can see, it came out. So probably Tuesday morning around 10 o'clock. EST, you were probably going to be able to download this, but it made a drastic difference on the pixel for pixel count on the HDR. It's finally been improved, and that was something that they argued about a lot. And I personally myself, I thought it was really great, but when it came down to streaming, man, it did not look good. Like some of the brightnesses and darknesses were pretty out of whack. Like, so I was only able to pick that up once I was able to like look at it versus what my TV was being able to fix, as it kind of like just processed it through its own processor, which is interesting. Everything's processed through probably some like 264, some X like gonna give it to you encoding. But so that, and going back into where we were left off, we can see that it says right there, a new HDR calibration has been added. Players now can switch between the existing cinematic HDR and the new game HDR style. And a new option has been added to allow multiple adjustments of the peak brightness and values in displays. So holy crap, Batman, you can eat your heart out as you adjust your pixels. Have fun with that. So, added hostilities. The system of Red Dead has been built upon challenges. And if the radar blips from the previous title updates, depending on the action of the players, will be able to be labeled in 3 hostility levels. Low, which is your dark, royal, blue blips, medium, pink, and heavy, which is your high ones, your dark reds, which makes sense. So currently the hostility levels have been seen in the online option. Selection is player menu. Players with the higher hostility levels will receive the same punishment as the previous update, causing them to appear at a longer distance on the radar as they respawn further as a dying. Not too bad, but dear gosh, that is pretty fun though. They made it pretty interesting so the other people can get away and or be able to sneak up and plan an attack as they come back running in, guns a-blazing. Good job, Rockstar. I want to play this game. Fix this next, please. A player hostility level has been inflicted when killing players through the PvP playing gameplay, such as showdown modes, or when instructed for via free roam, the events of the PvP elements. So they've kind of reworked a lot of the in-game situation. So I'm kind of curious how that worked. I didn't know exactly how. I mean, I just thought PvP was PvP. You just spawned in. It's not like we're free roam where you're just trying to fish and someone messes with you and you kill them. So that's kind of interesting. They, I guess, implemented that kind of stuff inside of there. So the players can be attacked from the other players in the higher hostility levels without negative charges. So you can go bad guy versus bad guy and you don't have to worry about it. You guys can, gals can, you know, beat the crap out of each other and not really worry about it. Player hostility level levels will reduce over time, so not performing any hostility. That's kind of a no-brainer. I'm not even going to read the rest of that. Just don't do anything bad and you'll be fine. Go lower. Go do good deeds or some shit. Players now have the ability to press charges for the death screen after being killed by another player in Red Dead Online player. So if the player decides to bring up the charges, the attacker will be, oh my gosh, you could call the cops on people now. That really makes me want to play this damn game. You can literally call for the bounties of people. That is so badass. That means that there's bounty hunters. They implemented the bounty hunter system inside of the online. I miss this game. I seriously miss this game. I almost want to throw my hat down, but I reckon I wouldn't want to pick it up after that. If the players does not press the charges, or the attacker will not gain the bounty of the higher level. Again, that kind of makes sense. I don't think that they needed to put that. That was a tad bit redundant. But let's go ahead and continuously go down. We have a long way to go. A new player style option has been added to the online option selection in the multiplayer of the Red Dead Online. Offensive playing styles, defensive playing styles, as well as will being displayed to others and faded the radars and the blips. So again, we can kind of see a lot more of the styles that they're getting at, but it seems like they've just loosely reworded a lot of the stuff that they've already kind of put as one big grand scheme, but I guess they had to make it seem really cool. Are you able to interact with the free roam missions and creating sessions? Will you be offered fewer free roam missions and PvP missions? So they kind of balance things out. It seems like that whole word vomit of what they just did. Players with the offensive playing styles will increase their hostility level significantly when attacking let's see here, grifting players or defenses by playing style. So it's going to be kind of like almost AI tailoring, where you're going to be able to go into players with defensive styles, so that way it kind of puts you in an even balance, kind of like the yin yang. Players with high hostilities, very interesting. So like when you enter in certain maps, you may not be able to go in there as a cooldown. So that's another cool thing. Daily challenges and streaks have been added into the Red Dead Online. And the players complete one of the most daily challenges to prevent the streaks to be broken. So you can go up to 7, which is kind of seeming the streak, and probably get a pretty cool little piece of awesomeness. And after completing 28-day streak, you will be rewarded with a treasure map. Pretty cool. Several new daily challenges, which are pretty chill in the free roam. Change the way lock and the aim on situation. I didn't really think it needed to have that, but maybe on the online it needed. Again, I figured it was kind of good enough. I figured it out like decently to survive. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe it got better. Maybe they complained so much. Maybe it got worse. I don't know. Increasing the speed of the players of the Red Dead Online be able to switch between the weapons and the weapon. Well, that was desperately needing to be able to be fixed. They kind of messed that one up. See here, throwing weapons required the ignitable dynamite. Fire bottles now light instantly when held in. Oh, okay, cool. So you can speed them up. So as long as you kind of cook them, you're good. New rewards have been able to add on to the online challenges and be able to situationally get the dynamite. A lot of this is like, I feel like what we've already kind of gotten into. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this situation right here where it says changes. And we're just going to skim it real fast and see if there's anything super important. And then we'll just go to the general and miscellaneous, because I feel like that's way more important. Beta label has been able to be removed. Okay, quality and improvement and optimization have been able to the ambience occultation in the order to match the on-disk version of the 1.1. Lighting changes were originally day 1 and 1.02, which prevented frame rate issues. Holy crap, okay, that was actually kind of interestingly good. Because I don't think we even got that. When it launched, it was like 1.02, 1.03. They put a lot of work into this game. Let's see here. Awards can be pinned easily and checking out in the currently. So that's kind of cool. You're quickly able to rank. Your added description, items, and the rank unlocks. The process of the selection of the pause menu is totally can be complete. Percentage needs to be open to sub menu while in story mode. So they've changed a lot. Display of attackers, new scheme for the FPS2, which has been in the scheme. So now you can change your R and B. So that kind of seems like a little bit more of a like layout as they go into. So let's go ahead and come down here. Okay. Interesting enough, look on the very bottom because the patch code that matches is there. I have that, the 06, it's right there. Let's see here. General fixes. An issue in the story mode that prevented the gang camp on the static in the compendium section. Pause the menu to increase the encounter at a camp. Several issues, incorrect lighting could be occurring during the story and cutscenes. Fix issues that cause the line dialogue to not be played when interacting with Rufus in the story mode. Fixed an issue with the camp conversations in the story mode to continue where they left off after the player performed some time skip, such as sleep. Fixed an issue in a incomplete clothing combination at a trapper story in the story mode that caused somebody's parts to vanish or go invisible. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Fixed an issue that may be caused broke by the animation during the wagon conversation in the story modes. Fixed an issue that prevents the horse racing challenges to successfully complete in the story mode. Fixed an issue where it caused the request missions to disappear in the log menu in story mode, preventing the completion of the sign activation. Fixed an issue during the story mode mission American Venom that stopped the players from interacting with the characters and prevented the future missions progressing until restarted. Fixed an issue with the story mission The Bridges to Nowhere that could have prevented the player from being able to use the vehicle that required in order of the progress. Fixed an issue that incorrected the goal text appears in the story main mission challenges in some of the locations. Fixed an issue where the blood and bullets, wounds, and effects would never be removed due to the passage of time and some ambient characters in the story. Yeah, actually, I did have that. It was pretty cool, actually. I didn't mind that. It made the character look rugged. Fixed an issue that caused the robbery ambience music to continue to play to perform certain actions. That'd actually be kind of hilarious, especially if you're up to no good. But let's go down here. I am way more interested about what they said that they freaking fixed right here, because I don't think that they did shit when it comes down to this. Fix the max mixing network that would eliminate the reduction in the chance of the encountering of the following codes. Fix the issue so it should eliminate or reduce. So we might want to go back at the end of this episode and try it again. I know this is a long episode, but this is a huge patch, and we'll try it one more time and see if that actually works. Let's see here. And I'm going to go through the story this time. Let me just boot this in. Sometimes you can get a better one going through the actual physical OS going there. Let's see here. Fixed an issue. Let's see here. The reward of the online not receiving gold for the daily challenges. Increments in the collection of items. Multiplayer awards. Let's see here. The prompt to prevent the accident resets. The horde reward and increment in buying in different coats. So they fixed a lot of stuff right here. Now again, for most people that are wondering if these did not and they're not as applicable, because I'm trying to like speed this up and see if I can go back to there and we can log on, because that was mainly one of the bigger issues that I had right here. Oh, it also fixed the issues causing and freezing the instability of the game and made major improvements to the general performance and the frame rates in some of the areas of the game. So there was actually a Bermuda Triangle of certain areas. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, they fixed a lot of stuff when it comes to... Oh my gosh, the HDR looks beautiful now. I don't think I... Hold on, let's go back real fast. Bubble pop. This has never used to look this damn good. Frame rate tear, damn. That shit looks smooth. So good. Okay, let's see if we can log on real fast. Go to Red Dead Online. It says it's reduced it, so I'm gonna continue to try it, and let's see. This isn't my posse. Posse up. Yes. Okay, so while that is trying to load in, let's go back to the general patch so we can go to our situation. So the audio has been fixed in a lot of situations between the synchronizations and missions, to ride-alongs, to all the other incomplete situations. The crime and bounties online have been increasingly fixed. Man, damn, look at all these fixes that they did. This is insane. I got it again. Okay, so I'm gonna try resetting the system because maybe that might have something to do with it. Go ahead and hit a restart. Um, Sometimes it works like that because I installed it and I don't think I really reset it, so could be that. PlayStations are weird. Most people don't realize that a nice little reset sometimes actually fixes a lot of the issues. So we have a lot of popular situations that have been listed down below for the crime and the bounties. And as we go down below, you can pause and press play because I'm trying to keep this definitely under 30 minutes. This has already gone way longer than I wanted to be. I'll let this kind of like just kind of pause there so it's in the background right there as we kind of reset the system and it kind of comes back to life and we can kind of see if it would actually go to the online because that's one of the major issues that I've noticed. Interface, let's see here, fix an issue with numbers in the weapon wheel. Oh my gosh, thank you. I've had such, that was one of the things that I was screaming at the game developer at in like the game, like I feel like all the damn time when I couldn't get anything killed. So I'm really happy that they fixed the weapon wheel. Oh my gosh, that's pretty good. That was the one thing that I picked apart in that one damn thing. I was like, weapon wheel fixed. Excellent. All right, so let's see here. Oh my. Okay, cool. It's logging back on as we speak and see if we can fix the emotes and a lot more clothing and items, which is pretty cool. And again, you can definitely pause and go into these situations if you want to. I've read a lot, and now I'll go to the, bring it up to the horses and vehicles as you pause there. And it looks like it's almost back into gameplay situation, so I can just go to the online. We can kind of see what happens tit for tat. That is too cool that they've fixed, like, this seems like the whole game is brand new. It makes me want to replay it again and, like, watch, see what happens. Fixed a lot of crap with the guns and the blood effects and the triggers and throwing knives. Oh my god. It's the game we always wanted, pa. Alright, see here, go to content, and we are almost there. Go ahead and pull it up real fast so we can kind of watch this together. Oh, fingers crossed. It said reduced, which makes me wonder if they've even figured out what the hell is causing it. It makes me, they're like, oh, we figured out this is the rabbit's hole. We do not know how to stop the rabbit's hole. It is its own complex, own mystery. Again, and that's like the direct listed one along with this one. Like, that's the funny part about it. Like, they literally listed it. It makes me want to hit them up again and be like, you guys and gals know you listed that you fixed this in your huge list, but it didn't really work. Both of those codes are there. That is hilarious. Except for the 3500, the 99 one. I think they come up to a lot. Mine's a 36 versus 35. So we went down to horses, vehicles, weapons, which were coming up, content, which I needed to go to the very bottom. Go ahead and stop right here, so that way most people can pause, read what they want to, see if it's more in the afflicted list if you haven't been able to pull this up. Which a lot of this, again, you can pull up directly from Rockstar. Go to their page or Reddit, just type in 1.09 Rockstar RDR2 update, and all this fun stuff will just come flooding. Because oh my gosh, look at everything they fixed. This is ridiculous that I can't log on. Multiple issues with players and functionality. I mean, they pretty much, this is the biggest update. This totally makes sense why 3.6 gigs went into this situation. I mean, this is insanity. The fact that they were able to bring all this to the table. I mean, I feel like that's the reason why they waited 2 freaking months to release this patch. And then they literally took, like, you know, they skipped 1.08. I just want to put that out there. They went straight for the kill. I mean, general fixes, do you see this? I'm just like nipping away at this very slowly. That was bothering me. I didn't even notice that there until I looked at the playback screen. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? So there you go. Those are all your freaking patch notes. And I just refreshed it and it's still doing this. This is horrible. 35. It's all brand new. Should probably hit them up and be like, hey guys, I know you totally said that you fixed this, but it's still not working. Anyways, if you're new to the network, I'm going to cut this off here at 30-minute mark. You can always share it, like, and subscribe. And for the most returning people that have like subscribed to this, I wanted to get to this because this was a huge one and test some stuff to see if it actually worked, which it doesn't seem like it did. If you have any inflicted issues that were inside of here that were not listed, definitely drop a comment. I would be very curious because eventually Rockstar is going to run out of funding to continue to patch this, and they're going to move on to PC land. As that gets ready to probably drop like midsummer plus anyways. That's probably why the HDR scheme got completely remapped. But I will see you guys and gals in the near future, and thanks everyone. Appreciate you spending the time with the channel.